What's up guys, today we're going over zero build strategy and how to get you a victory royale. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below on what you think you can get better at. Alright, so my favorite drop this season is going to be Grim Gate. I'd say Grim Gate is one of the more sweaty drops of the season, but I feel like if you get used to this drop and you know how to get the medallion, then you're immediately going to become better. One thing I try and always tell people is be a little bit more aggressive, just so you guys know how to learn to fight a little better. Aim is obviously really important, but you also need to be aware of your positioning, and you need to be aware of when to drop a fight when you need. So 2 SMGs isn't necessarily ideal off rip, but we're gonna have to work for it. And when you go down here, okay, it looks like we have 4 SMGs. So when you go down here, there's 2 fruit baskets that you can do. You don't really need these, but sometimes you do, because there's going to be 6 barrels here, and then you immediately get 100. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm not going to get the airbending. Avatar is going to be gone soon, so I'm sorry to all the Avatar fans, but we're going to go ahead and focus on the new meta. If there was no airbending or no water bending, which are 2 very, very strong mythics, then I'm going to show you what you need for a great loadout. Now, I do recommend a gatekeeper over a frenzy shotgun, but since it is a gold frenzy, we'll go ahead and use that in the beginning. It's really important to look out and see exactly how many people are landing next to you, so then you know exactly when to get the statue, and you can tell there's going to be somebody above me. The reason why we're down here is so that we have enough cover to protect ourselves from that person. And he's going to be 1 floor above me. Now, since we have a purple gatekeeper, we're actually in a really good spot to catch him off guard. So while you're still shooting the boss, you have to be aware of people coming around. The thing about Grim, there might be somebody random just flying in, so as long as you guys have visual audio on, you're going to know when people are jumping at you. And something super important about Grim, always make sure that you guys have dashes. So say you're out of dashes, right? All you gotta do is dip right into the dashes. That's all you need. And dashes are gonna get us the win. All right. Something about movement with these dashes, always make sure that you have stamina, because if you sprint and then use your dash, you're gonna move faster than just dashing normally. We're gonna go ahead and get the purple Warforged over that SMG, but I want you to keep in mind that that SMG is the strongest SMG of the season, and I highly recommend getting used to that SMG if you're not used to the Warforged, or even the Ranger if you like that gun too. Let's go over attachments real quick. Obviously, we have the Cerberus Gatekeeper shotgun, so we can't do anything with it. But I do highly recommend the gold Gatekeeper shotgun with a drum mag. And then, of course, you have hipfire accuracy, which is going to really help with recoil reduction. With an AR, I typically like the red dot, but the hollow also works as well. I do like the drum mag. This certain AR has a hipfire on it, but I'd rather do recoil. Alright, you see how I hopped out of the car like that? Well, that was a little too close for comfort. Now, usually when you hop out of that certain side of the car, you want to make sure that they're on that other side. So always put yourself in a position where you're giving yourself cover. I took way too much damage in that fight, and so you want to be a little bit more methodical when you're actually taking those fights. A little note as well. As you can tell, there were bullets over here for an extended period of time. Now, usually when you see that, you want to keep in mind that it's most likely a bot. Unfortunately, bots might be able to run rampant. That's one of the main reasons that you know it's a bot, if you see extended shooting. Either that, or they might not have the best aim. One thing that could really help us out here too is going to be the Underworld medallion. In terms of order of the medallions, I think the Grim medallion is the best, and then you have the Underworld, which is my second favorite, and then I'd say the Ares is the third, and then you have the Mount Olympus one, which gives you the higher jump. The Ares one, I believe, with a ranged weapon gives you a couple more damage on your gun, which is maybe insignificant to some, but who knows, that damage might get you the kill instead of having to shoot another shot. So we're gonna get the bananas, and then we should be able to easily get this medallion. Now, if you ever watch my Twitch stream, you would know that I pretty much live in the storm. One thing to know is that you really shouldn't be afraid of it, because there's always barrels, med kits, even bananas, especially now this season, lying around for you to take. So we're gonna go ahead and kill Hades real fast. Remember, Hades has a little pool here. Now he's gonna spawn one little wave. And with the Grim Shoddy, you can actually one-shot them. And the good thing about this Shoddy is that it's a fast reload. So it's super easy to kill him. We're a little far from Storm. We have 4 bananas, so it's fun. Alright, one thing I like to carry in zero build is actually EMPs. My personal strategy for zero builds, I try and get a lot of kills, but I also try and be really smart about it. So the reason I carry EMPs, if somebody's running away from you in a car, you can actually shock on them, or even fizz shock to get even more distance, and then EMP their car, render it useless. And you could either do the pickaxe trick, where you hold your pickaxe and then hop in the car while you're pickaxing, aim at them, and then they take 20 damage per pickaxe. Or you can shoot through their window in multiple different ways. From the front, from the side as they're EMP'd, or you can even shoot them from the back. It goes through the seats, so remember that. Now the great thing about the bananas this season, they heal you while you run, and it gives you high jump. So you seem to rotate super fast. Now if you look on the map, there's somebody in restored reels, and they seem to be maybe potentially holding us in, so we have to be aware of that. Now the better you get at zero build, the more confident you're gonna have with having as many medallions as you'd like to carry. Because if you're confident in the fight, then it would give you the best chance to win your game of zero build. I want to make sure I have my AR equipped, so that way if I see him, I can easily hop out and then pop some shots. We're gonna use this car as cover. There we go. So what I did there, as he was jumping over, if you throw the EMP kind of between him and the car, not only will it damage him, but it damages the car. So when he hops in, he has nowhere to go. And then you could either laser him in the car, or you can just wait until he hops out. Most of the time they kind of panic and hop out, but I feel like the more you play, you're gonna get used to what people do and kind of predict them a bit better. So we have 3 medallions currently. And as you can see, there's Zeus right over here. The only downside of that, we don't know where anybody else is on the map. We can always rotate around and kind of see where they're at. Okay, so we have somebody water bending us. So we hit him for 115. Now, one of the most important things about zero build, obviously we don't have any shocks right now. I saw somebody over there, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back to fencing so I can buy shocks. But one of the most important things about zero build, if you snipe somebody, you automatically have the advantage. Even if you shoot them once or maybe even twice with the AR, you have a crazy advantage. A lot of times when you do have shocks, if you snipe somebody, you can just shock on them. And when you shock on their head, it's not like you're 50-50ing somebody, because you know they're weak and you're probably going to take minimal damage unless you whiff a bunch of shots. So before you shock in, I need you to be super confident about what you're doing, about your play. Alright, so we seem to get shot from that way. I'm just going to secure this bot kill. Dash back into the bush. As soon as you snipe somebody, you know they're weak. You already have that type of advantage. Now, I think I saw somebody's head peek over that rock. I don't recommend this. But again, the more confidence that you build, the better you can be able to do something like that. I recommend doing damage to them before you actually shock in. Now, there seems to be 2 people fighting each other over here, so I'm going to go ahead and fizz shock here. And then miss a bunch of shots. Seems to be a lot of bots on. Now, since there was 3 people there, what a better move would have been was to kind of move back here and make sure that there's nobody on your backside, because positioning is going to be key. There is 3 people here, and technically there can be somebody anywhere at all times. Now, if you look at the circle pulls in here and it goes back into fencing. We obviously have 35 seconds left to go in the circle, but if you wanted to play for the win, then my recommendation would be to rotate back here. Now, this is where the forecast would come into handy. If you got one of the forecast towers, which are marked on the map when they come up, all you got to do is kill 3 guards and then put in the key. So you see exactly where to rotate before anybody else. And then it gives you the distinct advantage if it goes strictly to endgame. Now, I see somebody here and it seems like they're about to... They are. It's a 1v1. And again, I'd like to stress that this is my preferred loadout for Chapter 5 Season 2. Gatekeeper, Sniper, Shocks, Fizz, and either an AR or a burst SMG. They won't be able to snipe you like this. So if you shoot the top of the tree, they won't be able to see you. Since he's airing that way, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can cut him off. So we hit him for 115. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fish shot and see if we can land right on him. That's how you get a good win. Now, before you fish shock, again, confidence. You need to be full confident in you killing that person in game. So when you snipe somebody, you want to close in on them as fast as you can, especially if it's a 1v1. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about tips and tricks, make sure to comment down below and ask me. See you on the next one.